Good day, class. Welcome back sa discussion natin on rational functions. This is LBV GMath 1-2.3D. This is the last of the videos under the MLC, Solving Rational Equations and Rational Inequalities. I am Engineer Peter Benjamin B. Obiano, your lecturer for this video. Do note that we are still under rational functions, the second chapter on our discussion on functions and their graphs. For this video, actually, itutuloy lang natin yung discussion na iniwan natin sa previous video. In this video, our topic outline will just be solving additional problems on rational inequalities. At the end of this video, I hope na mas ma-master pa natin kung paano mag-solve ng rational inequalities. Again, before starting to watch the video, I would suggest that sana by this time, alam nyo na talaga kung paano mag-plot ng isang set sa number line, paano i-express ang isang set of numbers in terms of the set builder notation and the interval notation. And later, isa sa mga solution natin involves factoring and getting the roots of polynomials. So I hope alam nyo pa itong mga to. Before we start solving some problems, i-review lang natin yung mga steps na nabanggit sa previous video. So again, paano ulit mag-solve ng rational inequalities. If you remember, our process consists of 6 steps. Step number 1, rewrite the inequality in such a way that the right side of the inequality is just 0. Step 2, get the critical numbers of the rational expression obtained in step 1. Ano ulit ang critical numbers? Diba? Ito yung mga values ng x na kung saan magiging 0 either yung numerator or yung denominator. Step 3, plot the critical numbers on the number line. Step 4, evaluate the rational expression in step 1 using a test number from each of the partitions created by the critical numbers. Step 5, complete the number line by plotting the partition or partitions that satisfy the inequality in step 1. And lastly, express the answer as required by the problem. Again, dito sa step 6, actually papasok yung set builder notation and yung interval notations natin. Kasi yun nga, depende kasi sa kung ano ang gusto ng tanong, kung paano natin i-express yung final answer. Alright, let's now continue solving rational inequalities. Exercise number 1 for this video, solve the inequality x minus 2 over x minus 4 is greater than 0. Again, the first step is to rewrite the inequality in such a way that the right side of the inequality is just 0. So, i-rewrite natin yung inequality in such a way na yung right side natin ay 0. However, notice na yung right side natin is already 0. So, you have here x minus 2 over x minus 4 is greater than 0. In short, tapos na po tayo sa ating first step. So, let's now move on to the second step. Step number 2, get the critical numbers of the rational expression obtained in step 1. Again, ito rin yung gagawin nating basihan kasi in the first place, hindi naman natin ito ini-rewrite. Anyways, ano ulit ang critical numbers? Yun nga, sila ay mga zeros ng numerator and the denominator. Unahin natin yung zeros ng numerator. I-equate natin yung x minus 2 sa 0. And then, solving for x, we will get positive 2. Do the same for the denominator. I-equate natin yung x minus 4 sa 0. Solving for x, we will get positive 4. Therefore, based on what we solved, the critical numbers are positive 2 and positive 4. Step number 3, let us now plot the critical numbers on a number line. So again, from our previous solution, we found out that the critical numbers are positive 2 and positive 4. Thus, ilalagay natin sa number line yung positive 2 and positive 4. Now, tignan natin. Anong ilalagay natin sa 2 at sa 4? Hollow circle ba or solid circle? Unahin natin yung positive 2. Okay. So, anong ilalagay natin sa positive 2? Take note that positive 2 is related to the numerator. Ano ulit ang positive 2? Hindi ba positive 2, yun yung 0 ng numerator. So, pag ang sinubstitute natin na x ay 2, ang lalabas na numerator natin ay 0. At syempre, pag ang numerator natin ay 0, then yung buong rational expression natin ay 0 din. Ito yung tanong, kasama ba ang 0 sa value ng x minus 2 over x minus 4? Pwede ba na ang value nito ay 0? Malalaman natin, hindi. Kasi nga, yung inequality natin ay greater than 0. So, dapat ang values ng ating rational expression ay mas mataas sa 0. Ibig sabihin nito, hindi pwede na ang value nito ay maging 0. So, hindi pwede na ang value nito ay 0. Since ang x na kung saan magiging 0 ito ay positive 2, hindi natin iyon isasama. Again, hindi pwede na yung rational expression mo ay maging 0 kasi nga greater than 0 tayo. Alam natin na magiging 0 ito if x is positive 2. Therefore, conclusion, yung x na positive 2 ay hindi kasama sa solution natin. Since yung positive 2 ay hindi kasama sa solution, ang ilalagay natin is a hollow circle. So, ganun lang. So, the rational expression must not be equal to 0. Thus, the numerator must not be equal to 0. This means that x is equal to is not part of the solution. And thus, we will put here a hollow circle. Again, isa sa mga iniiwasan din natin is magkaroon tayo ng division by 0. Kailan ba magiging 0 yung denominator? Hindi ba magiging 0 ang denominator if x is positive 4? So, ibig sabihin nito, hindi rin pwede na ang x ay equal sa 4. So, again, the denominator must not be equal to 0 since this will cause division by 0. This means that x equals 4 is not part of the solution. Since x equals 4 is not part of the solution, ang ilalagay din natin sa 4 is a hollow circle. So, at least naumpisahan na natin yung ating number line. Step 4. Evaluate the rational expression, this one, using a test number from each of the partitions created by the critical numbers. So let's take a look at our number line. As you can see, right now, we have 3 partitions. May tatlong hati yung ating number line. The first partition is from negative infinity to positive 2. Ito yon. The second is from 2 to 4. Ito yon. And lastly, mayroon tayong 4 to positive infinity. So we have 3 partitions. Ano ulit ang kailangan natin gawin? Diba? Ang goal natin ngayon is malaman ano ang sign ng x minus 2 over x minus 4 if nasa negative infinity to 2 siya, if siya ay nasa 2 to 4, or if ito ay nasa 4 to infinity. So, ang gagawin natin ay hindi ba mag-a-assign tayo ng mga tinatawag na test points. Ano ulit ang mga test points? Sila ay mga points na nasa loob ng ating partition. Again, reminder, hindi pwede na piliin mo yung mismong endpoint. So, halimbawa, dito, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na 2. Dito, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na 2 or 4. Dito, hindi mo pwedeng piliin yung 4. So, hindi mo dapat piliin yung mga endpoints mismo. Anyways, for this video, for the interval negative infinity to positive 2, ang pinili kong test point is positive 1. Sa interval na 2 to 4, ang pinili kong test point is positive 3. And sa 4 to infinity, ang pinili kong test point is positive 5. Again, Ang goal lang talaga natin malaman ang sign ng x minus 2 over x minus 4 if ito ang mga isa-substitute natin. Actually, hindi mo na kailangan gawin yung x minus 2 at x minus 4. Pero para lang maging, sabihin na natin, kompleto, mas kompleto yung table, o di sige, gawin lang natin. Unahin natin yung unang test point. At x is 1, x minus 2 is negative 1. X minus 4 will be negative 3. Thus, at x is 1, x minus 2 over x minus 4 is positive 1/3. Therefore, from negative infinity to positive 2, the value of this is positive. Next, what if ang x naman natin ay 3? If x is 3, x minus 2 is positive 1. X minus 4 is negative 1. Therefore, if x is 3, then the value of x minus 2 over x minus 4 is negative 1. So meaning, between 2 to 4, the value of this rational expression is negative. Lastly, puntahan natin yung x is 5. At x is 5, the value of x minus 2 is positive 3. And the value of x minus 4 is positive 1. So, this means that at x is 5, the value of x minus 2 over x minus 4 is positive 3. So, between 4 to infinity, the value of x minus 2 over x minus 4 is positive 3. So, nakuha na natin ano ang sign ng rational expression natin. So, again, ito lang talaga ang kailangan natin. Alright? So, step 5 na tayo. Let us now complete our number line. Again, from the previous table na ginamit natin, from negative infinity to 2, between those values, nalaman natin na ang x minus 2 over x minus 4 will be positive. Between 2 to 4, nalaman natin ang value negative. And between 4 to infinity, nalaman natin na ito naman ay positive. Ano ba ang kailangan natin? Balik tayo sa given. Ano bang kailangan natin? Ang kailangan natin is yung x minus 2 over x minus 4 ay maging greater than 0. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng greater than 0? So, hindi ba ibig sabihin ng greater than 0? It means positive ang kailangan nating mga values. So, positive ang mga kailangan natin. So, ang tanong ngayon, alin sa mga partitions natin ang nagbigay ng positive? As you can see, dalawa. Una, yung negative infinity to positive 2. So, ito ngayon yung i-graph natin sa number line natin. So, again, it's negative infinity to positive 2. Or, it means 2 pababa. So, 2 pababa. Paano natin ngayon i-plot yun sa number line? O di, manggaling sa 2, and then let's draw a line going to the left. So again, maglagay tayo ng arrowhead na ang ibig sabihin nito is tuloy-tuloy lang yung values natin pa left. So up to negative infinity na siya. However, aside from this, pwede rin yung partition na mula 4 to positive infinity. So, positive din kasi yon. So, kasama din ang partition na ito sa solution. Alright? So, ano ngayon ang gagawin naman natin? O di ganun din, mag-plot tayo from 4 to infinity. 4 pataas. So, mag-drawing lang tayo ng line from 4 going to the right. Again, maglagay ka lang ng arrowhead to signify na going to the right tayo. And this is now actually our answer kung ang kailangan natin ay isang number line. So, this is our answer if number line ang required. Pero yun nga, minsan, hindi number line ang kailangan ng tanong. So, for our last step, let's just express our answer on other forms. So, again, in terms of our number line, ito yung sagot. Kapag naman ang gagamitin natin ay set builder notation, di ba? This means all real numbers that are less than 2 or greater than 4. So, ang kasama sa mga sagot natin is mga numbers na mas mababa sa 2 o di kaya mas mataas sa 4. So, yun ngayon yung ilalagay natin sa set builder notation. So, we can do this if you want. So, we'll have set A, where A contains x. X is a real number such that x is less than 2 or x is greater than 4. Lastly, if let's say you want to express this as an interval notation, as you can see, dalawang partitions tayo. Yung isang partition from negative infinity to positive 2. So therefore, maglagay lang tayo ng negative infinity to positive 2. Again, basta infinity, negative man or positive, ang gagamitin natin, parenthesis. Paano naman si 2? Hindi ba yung saktong 2 hindi kasama sa solution? Hindi kasama yung positive 2 sa mismong set. Since hindi kasama yung saktong positive 2, sa positive 2, maglalagay tayo ng parenthesis. Ito yung para dito. Paano naman yung kabila? Paano naman yung 4 to infinity? Di, yung pangalawa ay 4 and then infinity. Again, sa may bandang infinity, parenthesis yan. Paano naman si 4? So, hindi ba yung 4 hindi rin kasama sa solution? Since yung saktong 4 ay hindi kasama sa solution, ang gagamitin din natin sa may 4 ay parenthesis din. Lastly, paano mo pagsasamahin ang dalawang to? Gamit lang tayo ng union to combine our two sets. Okay, so ito na po ang mga sagot natin in terms of the number line, in terms of set builder notation, and in terms of the interval notation. Sige, practice tayo. Let's go to exercise number 2. Solve the inequality x minus 8 over x is greater than 3. Step 1, i-rewrite natin yung inequality in such a way that the right side is equal to 0. Alright, as you can see, sa ngayon, yung right side natin ay hindi 0. Isip tayo ng paraan para yung right side natin ay maging 0. Well, ano ba ang gagawin mo sa 3 para mawala siya? 'Di ba? Para mawala yung 3, edi mag-subtract tayo ng 3. So, yun lang. So, how to start things? Let us subtract 3. Pero syempre, para hindi natin mabago yung expressions natin, let's subtract 3 on both sides of the inequality. Okay? So, let's subtract 3 on both sides of the inequality. Again, bakit? Para hindi natin mabago yung inequality natin. Alright. So, dito sa may left side, magkakaroon ka ng x minus 8 over x minus 3. Doon sa right side, syempre, 0 na siya. Actually, medyo okay na tayo sa step 1. However, to make things easier for us in the next steps, let's just combine this as a single expression. So, let's just combine them as if nagko-combine tayo ng fractions with different denominators. Ang LCD nito ay x. Alright, so x divided by x is 1. 1 times x minus 8 is x minus 8. X divided by 1 is x. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then you have x minus 3x will give us negative 2x. Ito na ngayon yung ating simplified inequality. So this is step 1. Kung hindi pa naka-0 yung right side, then i-rewrite natin ito na 0 yung right side. Let's now go to step 2. Get the critical numbers of the expression we obtained in step 1. Since binago na natin yung inequality natin, hindi na yung original ang basehan natin ng critical numbers. Ang basehan na natin ngayon, yung bago na. Ito na, dito na tayo tumingin kay negative 2x minus 8 all over x. Alright? Kunin natin ang critical numbers ng negative 2x minus 8 over x. Unahin natin yung numerator. I-equate natin yung negative 2x minus 8 sa 0. Solving for x, we will get negative 4. Ganon din yung gawin natin sa denominator. So, x equals 0. Well, actually, tapos na. So, ito na yung 0 ng denominator. Therefore, the critical numbers are negative 4 and 0. Let's now go to step 3. Let us plot our critical numbers on the number line. Again, the critical numbers are negative 4 and 0. Okay. Unahin natin yung negative 4. Si negative 4 ay related sa numerator. Again, ano ulit si negative 4? Siya yung 0 ng numerator. Ito yung x na magpapa-0 sa numerator. Ibig sabihin nito, si negative 4 din yung x na magpapa-0 sa buong rational expression. Ito nga yung tanong. Pwede ba na ito ay maging 0? Kasama ba yung 0 sa ating solution? As you can see, hindi. Kasi ang nakalagay dito, negative 2x minus 8 over x must be greater than 0. So, dapat ito mas mataas sa 0. Meaning, hindi pwede na ang value ng ating rational expression ay 0. So, again, the rational expression must not be equal to 0. Thus, the numerator cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, negative 4 is not part of our solution. So, hindi pwede si negative 4 kasi hindi pwede na maging 0 yung inequality natin. Since hindi pwede yung negative 4, ang ilalagay natin kay negative 4 ay hollow circle. Para naman sa pangalawa, again, iniiwasan natin ang division by 0. The denominator must not be equal to 0. So, yung 0, kasi as you can see, x lang yung denominator, so hindi pwede na 0 ito. Since hindi pwede yung mismong 0, ang ilalagay din natin sa 0 ay isang hollow circle. I hope clear po iyon sa atin. Step 4. Evaluate the rational expression in step 1. Again, ito yung tinutukoy natin, no? Yung inayos natin na inequality. Alright, so evaluate this using a test number from each of the partitions created by the critical numbers. Let's take a look at our number line. Ilang partitions ang nabuo natin? 3. Ano yung tatlong yon? Magmula negative infinity hanggang negative 4, magmula negative 4 hanggang 0, at magmula 0 to positive infinity. So these are our 3 intervals. Again, ang goal natin, ano ang sign ng negative 2x minus 8 over x kapag yung x mo ay between negative infinity to negative 4, kapag between negative 4 to 0, at kapag between 0 to infinity. To make things more organized, let us use this table. Pili tayo ng test points. Pili lang tayo ng isang point na galing sa mga intervals natin. Again, huwag gamitin yung mismong endpoints. Para sa negative infinity to negative 4, ang pinili ko is negative 5. Para sa negative 4 to 0, ang pinili ko ay negative 1. At para sa 0 to infinity, ang pinili ko ay 5. Of course, you can pick any number that you want. Alright, at x is negative 5, the value of negative 2x minus 8 is 2, and the value of x is, of course, negative 5. Solving for negative 2x minus 8 over x, we have negative 2 over 5. This means that if x is between negative infinity to negative 4, our rational expression is negative. Let's now go to x is negative 1. If x is negative 1, negative 2x minus 8 will be negative 6. And x is, of course, negative 1. Solving for the value of negative 2x minus 8 all over x, we will get positive 6. This means that if x is between negative 4 to 0, our rational expression is positive. Lastly, If x is 5, the value of negative 2x minus 8 is negative 18, and the value of x is 5. Solving for negative 2x minus 8 over x, we will get negative 18 over 5. This means that if x is between 0 to infinity, then our expression will be a negative value. So again, ang kailangan lang talaga natin dito is ano ang sign ng negative 2x minus 8 over x sa interval na ito. Alright, let's now go to step 5. Let us now complete our number line. Again, from the table that we have just obtained, from negative infinity to negative 4, between these values, our expression is negative. Between negative 4 to 0, our expression is positive. And lastly, between 0 to infinity, our expression is negative. Ano ang kailangan natin? So take note, sabi dito, negative 2x minus 8 over x must be greater than 0. Ano ulit ang ibig sabihin pag greater than 0? Greater than 0 means we are referring to positive numbers. Alin ba sa mga intervals natin ang magbibigay ng positive values? Yung negative 4 to 0. Siya lang. Therefore, yung interval na negative 4 to 0, yun lang yung lalagyan natin ng plot. So, between negative 4 to 0, let us put a graph there. And actually, again, ito na rin yung ating sagot. Ito na ngayon yung sagot natin kung ang kailangan natin ay number line. Again, to finish our solution, let's also express our answer in different forms. Again, ito yung number line natin. Paano ang set builder notation nito, di ba? Ano ulit ang ibig sabihin nito? This consists of all real numbers that are greater than negative 4 and are less than 0. So, ito siya. So, x is a real number such that x is greater than negative 4 but is less than 0. Ito yung set builder notation. Paano naman yung interval notation? Ito madali lang, di ba? Ang endpoints natin ay negative 4 at 0. Yung saktong negative 4, hindi kasama, kaya parenthesis. Yung saktong 0, hindi rin kasama, kaya ito ay parenthesis din. And there you have it. Ito na ngayon yung mga iba't ibang paraan para sabihin natin ang solution ng x minus 8 over x is greater than 3. Practice lang po tayo sa algebra natin para hindi po tayo malito. Let's now go to our last exercise for this video. Solve the inequality x squared plus x minus 12 over x plus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Step 1. I-rewrite natin yung inequality in such a way that the right side is 0. As you can see, okay na tayo sa step 1 kasi na-rewrite na natin yung ating inequality. Actually, hindi talaga natin kailangan gawin yung step 1 kasi yung binigay is 0 yung right side. Alright, let's now go to step 2. Let us get the critical numbers of our rational expression. Kaya lang, take note na yung numerator ng ating left side ay isang quadratic expression. To make things easier, i-factor out natin yung x squared plus x minus 12 para mas madali. So para makuha natin yung zeros ng numerator, let's factor out x squared plus x minus 12. I hope you know how to do that. If you factor out x squared plus x minus 12, we will get x minus 3 times x plus 4. Tapos kunin natin yung roots. Diba? Magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng dalawang values. Pwedeng x is 3 or x is negative 4. Tama? So there you have it. The zeros of our numerator are 3 and negative 4. As you can see, minsan kailangan nating mag-perform ng polynomial factoring. Pwede kang mag-quadratic formula if you want. Basta kunin mo yung roots ng numerator. Let's do the same for the denominator. I-equate natin si x plus 1 sa 0. Masosolve natin x ay negative 1. Therefore, tatlo ang critical numbers natin. You have, in increasing order, negative 4, negative 1, and positive 3. Again ha, yung factoring natin. Don't forget. Alright, let's now plot our critical numbers in our number line. So ilagay ko lang dito yung naka-factor out yung numerator. Alright, the critical numbers are negative 4, negative 1, and positive 3. So sige, i-plot natin yung tatlo. Negative 4, negative 1, and positive 3. Okay, sa numerator tayo. Pwede ba na maging 0 yung rational expression natin? Okay lang ba na ito ay magiging 0? This time, yes, pwede. Pwede na ito ay maging 0. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba ang ginamit ay less than or equal to 0. Or equal to 0. Meaning, pwede na ito ay maging 0. Kailan ba magiging 0 ito? 'Di ba? Magiging 0 ito if yung numerator natin ay magiging 0. So, ang tanong ngayon, kailan ulit magiging 0 yung numerator? 'Di ba nalaman natin yun kanina? Magiging 0 yung numerator if x is positive 3 or if x is negative 4. And again, pwede na itong expression natin ay equal sa 0. The rational expression can be equal to 0, thus the numerator can be equal to 0. This means that x is positive 3 and x is negative 4 are included in the solution. Since kasama ang negative 4 at positive 3 sa solution, ang ilalagay natin sa kanila ay mga solid circles. Again ha, kapag hindi kasama, hollow circle. Kapag kasama, solid circle. Alright. Again, we do not want division by 0. Kailan ba magiging 0 yung denominator? Magiging 0 yung denominator if x is negative 1. This means that x is negative 1 must not be part of the solution. Since hindi kasama yung x is negative 1, let us put here a hollow circle. And there you have it. This is our initial number line. Now, let us evaluate our expression using test points from our partitions. Ilang hati ngayon yung ating number line? As you can see, may 4 na tayong hati. Ano yung 4 na yon? Yung una is from negative infinity to negative 4. Yung pangalawa is from negative 4 to negative 1. Yung pangatlo is negative 1 to 3. And yung pang-apat ay 3 to positive infinity. Well, actually, kahit na ilang partitions pa yan, iisa lang naman ang goal natin. And that is to find out ano ang magiging sign nito. Again, to make things more organized for us, let us use our table. Pili ulit tayo ng mga test points. Yung negative infinity to negative 4, ang pinili ko na lang dito is negative 5. Yung from negative 4 to negative 1, ang pinili ko ay negative 2. Yung from negative 1 to positive 3, ang pinili ko ay positive 2. And lastly, yung 3 to infinity, ang pinili ko na lang ay 4. O sige, let's evaluate. If x is negative 5, x squared plus x minus 12 is 8. X plus 1 is negative 4. Solving for the value of x squared plus x minus 12 over x plus 1, we will get negative 2. This means that if x is between negative infinity to negative 4, the value of our rational expression is negative. Puntahan natin yung pangalawa. If x is negative 2, x squared plus x minus 12 is negative 10, and x plus 1 is equal to negative 1. Solving for the value of x squared plus x minus 12 over x plus 1, we will get positive 10. This means that if x is between negative 4 to negative 1, our expression is positive. Next, at x is positive 2. At x is positive 2, x squared plus x minus 12 is negative 6, and x plus 1 is positive 3. Solving for the value of our expression, we will get negative 2. Thus, if x is between negative 1 to positive 3, our expression is negative. Lastly, if x is 4, x squared plus x minus 12 is positive 8, and x plus 1 is equal to positive 5. Solving for the value of the expression, we will get positive 8 over 5. This means that if x is between 3 to infinity, our expression is positive. Again, ang kailangan lang natin is yung sign ng expressions natin. Let us now complete our number line. So from our previous table, we found out that if x is between negative infinity to negative 4, the expression is negative. If it's between negative 4 to negative 1, it's positive. If it's from negative 1 to positive 3, negative. And lastly, if it's from 3 to positive infinity, it's positive. Ano ba ang kailangan natin? So sabi dito, less than or equal to 0. So, hindi muna natin pakialaman si 0, no? Kasi nga, wala namang sign yun. So, ang titignan lang natin ngayon yung part na less than 0. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng less than 0, di ba? Ibig sabihin ng less than 0, we are referring to negative numbers. So, ang value nito ay pwedeng 0 or negative. In short, dito sa partitions natin, ang kukunin lang natin is yung mga nagbigay ng negative. Ano ba yung mga nagbigay ng negative? Yung negative infinity to negative 4. So, lalagyan natin ng plot yung negative 4 pababa. Alright? So, negative 4 pababa. So, from negative 4, mag-drawing tayo ng line to the left. Again, maglagay lang ng arrowhead. Ano pa ba yung mga nagbigay ng negative? Yung from negative 1 to positive 3. So, itong partition na ito, magmula negative 1 to positive 3, lagyan din natin ng graph. And here it is. This is now the answer to our inequality if it is in terms of a number line. Again, to complete our solution, last step, let us express this number line in terms of a set builder notation and in terms of an interval notation. In terms of a set builder notation, dalawang parts to. So, it involves all real numbers that are less than negative 4. Okay? Pero actually, kulang yung less than lang, ano? Kasi solid circle to. Again, pag solid circle, dapat isama mo yung number mismo. So, kulang ha? Kulang yung less than 4 lang. Dapat ang ilagay natin less than or equal to negative 4. Again, kasi solid circle na. Okay, yun yung first part. Ano yung pangalawang part? Mga x na mas mataas sa negative 1 pero mas mababa sa 3. Kasama ba yung saktong 3? Yes, kasi solid circle yung ginamit natin. Kasama ba yung negative 1? Hindi. Kaya ang tama is x is greater than negative 1 and less than or equal to positive 3. Again po, wag niyo pong kalimutan yung equal kung solid circle yung ginamit. In terms naman of the interval notation, again, dalawang intervals tayo. So, the first interval is from negative infinity to negative 4. Again, para sa infinity, laging parenthesis to. And kasama yung saktong negative 4. Since kasama yung saktong negative 4, ang gagamitin natin ay bracket. Para naman sa pangalawang range, ang endpoints natin ay negative 1 to positive 3. Hindi kasama yung saktong negative 1, kaya ang gagamitin natin ay parenthesis. Yung saktong positive 3 ay kasama, kaya ang gagamitin natin ay bracket. Again, if you want to combine two sets, just use the union notation. And ito na yon. This is now our answer in terms of the number line, in terms of set builder notation, and in terms of the interval notation. I hope nasa tatlong exercises natin, somehow nagkaroon po kayo ng idea kung paano mag-solve ng rational inequalities. And that is the end of our video. So again, how to solve rational inequalities, ulitin lang natin yung 6 na steps natin. First, rewrite the inequality in such a way that the right side is 0. Step 2, get the critical numbers of the rational expression obtained in step 1. Again, sometimes you need to use your concepts in finding the roots of polynomials. Step 3, plot the critical numbers on a number line. Know how many partitions are there because on step 4, you will evaluate the rational expression in step 1 using test numbers from each of the partitions created by the critical numbers. Step 5, complete the number line by plotting in the partition that satisfies the inequality in step 1. So titignan mo, ano ba ang kailangan mo? Yung positive ba or negative values? And lastly, express the answer as required by the problem. So again, sometimes the answer is in terms of a number line, sometimes it is in terms of a set builder notation, sometimes in interval notation. So dapat alam natin kung paano i-express yung sagot. Kasi sayang naman kung ang mali mo lang naman is hindi mo kasi alam i-express sa gusto ng problem. So I hope clear po sa atin tong mga to. Alright, that's the end of our video. I hope that we are able to learn how to solve rational inequalities. So we're done with LBV 1-2.3D. Ang next topic na po natin is 1-24A. Panibagong MELC na ito. So it will now be on representing a rational function through its table of values, graph, and equation. Okay, so stay tuned na lang po sa next video natin. Again, for additional learnings, additional materials, you may refer to QuexBook in General Mathematics, Chapter 2. Okay po, stay in touch. Kindly message us if you have any concerns. God bless po and see you sa next video.